Let's go to Bob in Texas. Hey, Bob, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Tom?
Doing great, man. Yourself?
I'm having a great day out here. It's kind of warm. Good, good for a change. Kind of odd that it's warm and natural gas has decided to go to the moon today.
It's so true, man. I know. It's just crazy because it's warm. It's like, we're 75 here, too, and it's not like the Northeast is cold. Yeah, there's no doubt. You know, you wanted to look at the UNG?
Well, actually, I've determined that the UNG is kind of a laggard in actually following the natural gas contract. There must be some real erosion in that thing. But I called because I was thinking about it, and then you just answered the question on your recap that you thought nat gas was running up into the 390s, and I don't know where after that.
Yeah, it's strong, man. You know, I mean, you're up even since the update. It's up 10.1% now. You know, once you got over this 344, you have action. I mean, you know, and
Please.
Well, yeah, you have both. I mean, you know, what has happened, there's no doubt, is that the amount of money that's been made on the short side is huge. So bottom line, it's going to take a bit for, you know, folks to say, okay, that's it. You know what you might get here. But this is what's really wild about natural gas, folks. You know, if we get the way this consolidated, if you get juice like we got today at this 390, that's an ABC up. And that's going to be a monster one, too. It's 160, 260, 360. It's $2.30, which would get you to 480, you know. So that's probably going to be game. And 440 is the low of the high from the 14th, from February of 2014. You know, you can see it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Do you have something else that you like trading with nat gas other than the UNG?
Well, the UNG, it does follow it. You know, you're not getting, you know, what happens there is that's not a leveraged product. You know, bottom line, though, it moves slow. There's no doubt about that, man. Do you know what I mean? You know, like the UNG today, you know, it could use more volume, too. So, you know, it's not an ABC up, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
all right, well, thanks. I just had one other question for you. I read a lot. And
yes.
More recently, I read an article about J.P. Morgan having some absolutely insane position in the silver market to the tune of 130 million ounces of silver.
Right. And they've had it forever. Yeah.
Well, I remember a couple of years back, you know, like going back about 4 or 5 years when that gal over in England got her hand slapped for manipulating the silver market. And I'm not sure they ever learned, but...
They don't.
Okay.
They don't. And so watch what happens. I'm glad you brought this up. So when you have unlimited amounts of money, right, which J.P. Morgan has, right?
Correct.
What happens is that they're going to be scaling up and scaling down. And as far as they're concerned, they're just going to stay short the silver market. You know, when I first started the gold report, now it's, oh my God, it's 16 years ago. You know, I remember, you know, the silver bulls would go out of their mind, and I don't blame them for the amount of silver that they could actually be shot. And if I've learned anything, you know, I like scaling up and scaling down, and I'm just a little raindrop, right? I can't imagine if I had unlimited amount of money when you're scaling up and scaling down. It just doesn't matter, folks. That's the bottom line. It really doesn't, you know. So, you know, they're not, you know, I don't even want to use the word stupid because I can't stand that word, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? So they just, my take is that they scale up, they scale down with a larger position on a continual basis, probably just shot because there is so much silver in the world. And what does end up happening is this, is that as the metal prices go up, silver is a byproduct of a lot of mining in general. So, you know, as prices go up, you know, they'll sit there, okay, let that gold go to, you know, 1900, there'll be so much silver, it'll be insane. You know, copper will be at $5, and that's throwing off silver beyond belief, too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so what's the chance of silver ever getting back to 50?
Oh, I think that'll happen. Yeah, no, I see that happen. It doesn't, if I learned anything on the last get-go, once it takes off, they will jump on the train themselves, man. Yeah, they jump on the train, you know.
Well, how can you jump on the train with 130 million ounces? I mean,
It's
that is the train.
well, what happens is this: is that they can bring that whole position down. You know, they don't have to keep out that position being that large, and when the run is on, hey, let's. I want to bring this back to right what you're talking about. So SI1. So we bring it back, and we'll see how that. Yeah, see that acceleration, man. I mean, that acceleration style was $8.40 in December of '08, and by June of 11th, it was 49 bucks. You know.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I understand what you're saying, but I can tell you that's still for Goldman Sachs. You got to remember something. The large broker dealers, right? They have absolutely unlimited cash. It's unlimited cash too. It's just. It's not like you and I are talking about. So. You know.
Yeah, I was a broker. I get it that they can. You know, they make a market in it. They can do whatever they want, and no one calls them, and they can fleece anybody they want to when they want to.
It's the difference is, I would say the difference is this. It's not just being the broker, okay? It's Morgan Stanley, Goldman, J.P. Morgan. They're different, man. They're just, you know, they can do right. They can put on big trades and they can take a huge amount of heat, and you can keep throwing everything at the market. And it will break, man. The market, you know, can break, and these guys. You can break it. You've been doing this long enough. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they only have to break it a few times, you know, and then that's all the money comes back, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Don't let that stop you from buying silver stocks, though. This thing's going, man. My take on this whole metal market right now is that we're going. This is like going to be a 2002 deal, not, you know.
No. I have a pretty good position in silver, and I actually bought some physical too.
Yeah.
I've got some maples and I've got some 100-ounce bars, so I just have some, you know, just for the hell of it, for a rainy day.
Yeah. Well, cash them in when they're 50. You got to cash. Hey, all you metal bulls out there, you got to cash them in. That's the bottom line. You know, if I've seen anything, I've seen more money lost, and people don't cash them in. Man, cash them in. You know, buy something with it, and then you know, You gotta cash them in. That's the bottom line.
It's not a profit till you take it.
Oh man, telling you. Cooking, brother.
All right. Hey, thanks again.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one.
Keep up
Thanks
the
so
good
much.
work.
Appreciate it, man.